we have for review, sent to me for free, full disclosure, from a company called LaSprintal. Yeah, LaSprintal. They sent over basically what goes for about $14, according to them, a deck box that also includes 150 sleeves for your deck. Not penny sleeves, actual deck sleeves that you would want to use on your decks. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. We're going to check the quality. We're going to see how good it is. And then I guess I'll leave it up to you if it's worth your $14, because this is currently retailing right now, like I said, for $13.99. So let's see. I don't really want to damage the box here. Just tear it open just enough to make it a little easier to get into. There we go. Yeah, I've never heard of this brand. It is a Chinese brand from what I can tell. And you can see right there, it actually has the name of the brand on the box. With such an unknown brand name, I don't know if I would actually want their name on the box. But, I mean, at the same time, if you're trying to make an impression and say, hey, this is who we are, this is what we make good products, then yeah, okay, I get it. I get putting the name on the box, because let's face it, there are other deck boxes out there that do the exact same thing. So, yeah, I can understand why they're doing it. Alright, so let's go ahead and... Oh, this doesn't even have like a little thing that holds it closed. It's held closed just by pressure, it looks like. Interesting. Okay, and then we've got our 150 sleeves on the inside here. These appear to be black sleeves. Okay, oh, we got a little card here. What does it say? Save this card, it says. Our products have a 90-day guarantee. If something happens during this time, send us a message at, and then it gives an email address here. And they do have an official email address. It's not like an Outlook.com address. It is an actual email address for a website. Warranty covers defects impacting the functionality of the item, including but not limited to incorrect measurements and open-ended seams. So if one of these seams actually breaks in that time, it looks like it will be covered. That's good. In the case of LaSprintal's inner card sleeves, a fit that is too narrow, causing bending of cards, determined at LaSprintal's discretion. Okay, so basically if you use a sleeve and it's too small for your cards, they may ask you to send the sample back to them, and that if they see that yes, it is indeed too small, they'll send you replacements. Missing items and damaged items. Everything seems okay from the onset here, so I don't think anything is missing or damaged. This is exactly what the little pack says. It says you get a deck box and 150 sleeves. And, oh, there's the little QR code for their warranty. You can also apparently visit their website. Okay, so they've got an official website and everything. Okay, actually looking pretty good so far. All right, so the deck box, it does not have... Here, let me bring out my Ultra Pro. Of course, my Ultra Pro is pretty old, so you'll have to forgive it. But as you can see, it's got this little thing here that kind of holds it in place, whereas this one does not have it. But the way that it's designed is it's designed that these two little parts right here on the deck box will kind of hug the inner part of this, like that. So it has holds closed. You actually have to give it a little to get to open. Okay. Not really crazy about that design. Let's compare it to Ultra Pro. Ultra Pro opens up a bit wider, as you can see, compared to this one. Yeah, this one's a little different. Of course, my Ultra Pro is older, so it's going to be easier to open. Yeah, so there is a bit of a difference there. But overall, I mean, the deck box, for just your basic, you know, kind of rugged, sort of semi-rugged plastic deck box, this isn't terrible. It's not. Let's see, just held together here. Let me open it all the way up, because the whole idea is to test this thing to make sure it's worth it. Seems fine. It does have quite a bit of give, but that's, again, pretty normal for these types of deck boxes. Even the Ultra Pro does that. It's fine. It's perfectly acceptable. Perfectly adequate. I will say that. Alright. The big test. Let's break out these sleeves. And I probably will be sacrificing at least one of these sleeves to the trading card gods, just so I can see how good these are. Let me get this open. There we are. Okay. So let's see. Again, we've got a little thing there. Alright. On first inspection, they feel okay. Kind of remind me of old school Ultra Pros. Like, I'm talking Ultra Pros that were around like back in the mid to late 2000s. That's what these remind me of. And don't get me wrong, those Ultra Pros, there was nothing wrong with those card sleeves. They were perfectly acceptable. So these feel okay. They do have kind of a textured back, but they do have the nice shiny front. Let's go ahead and grab a card. Let's see how well this goes right in. Perfectly fine. Yeah, it's just fine. Let me see, let me grab another one here. It's a little bit lower, because I have run into products where I'll buy a pack of sleeves, and the first few sleeves are fine, but then you go a little bit further down and suddenly you run into a little batch where the sleeves, for some reason or another, just aren't the same size. So we'll do a few of these, and these are, again, the sizing of these is for standard size cards, as you can tell. Magic. Technically, you could put Yu-Gi-Oh size cards in these, but obviously they're not made for Yu-Gi-Oh size cards. You can see they're a little on the big side for Yu-Gi-Oh. So you'll want to go with the smaller size Yu-Gi-Oh sleeves there. Let me see. Do I have another card here? Here we are. We'll get a little basic energy here. So we'll play some Pokemon the Gathering. Let's see. How do they feel? Yeah, they're pretty nice. They flow around pretty evenly. Okay. Of course, I wouldn't know if they shuffle well. All depends how you shuffle. Of course, I tend to do the shotgun shuffling, where you're kind of like this and you go over and over and over again. I don't do regular shuffling like some people do. It's like, don't ever do that to your cards. I also do stack shuffling, which is basically just like that, and then you stack them up again. These sleeves feel perfectly acceptable. They're perfectly fine. They feel pretty decent in the hand. The texture on the back, I'd want this to be slightly, just ever so slightly more textured, a little bit more grippy than it is, because as of right now, it slides around quite a bit. But yeah, okay, yeah, so the front is obviously going to be much slipperier than the back, but yeah, if this could be just ever so slightly a little more grippy, that would probably be best. But, you know, for a company that apparently is just trying to get into this business, I would say these are perfectly acceptable. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this deck box and these sleeves. They're perfectly fine. Let me grab, do I have, oh, here we go. I do have some other sleeves here that we can kind of, I don't even remember what brand this is. I really don't know what brand this is. Let me grab my Pokemon sleeves. There we go. So these are from Pokemon Company. Let me just kind of go over the textures here. Yeah, the Pokemon ones definitely have a little bit more grip. They don't, it's strange because they don't have the same texture as these. These definitely have a texture on them, but these, the material used grips much better, so it's easier to grab your cards. This one, like I said, it does have that texture, but it's a little slipperier. Yeah, there's definitely a difference there. So the Pokemon cards, or the Pokemon sleeves, I should say, definitely have a bit more of a grip. Let me check this one from Vivid Voltage. Yeah, it feels exactly the same. So yeah, compared to the Pokemon sleeves that you would get in an Elite Trainer box, these are not as grippy. But like I said, these are perfectly serviceable. I don't see a problem with them. In fact, let me see if we can kind of put them through. Oh, yeah, put them through a little abuse there, and they did break, and they continue to tear a little bit there. Again, that's pretty normal. Yeah, those tore pretty easily there. Let me grab one of my Pokemon sleeves here. Let me see if these would do the same. Yep, same thing. Exact same thing. Same thing here? Yeah. Okay, so compared to the Pokemon sleeves, the durability is about the same. Yeah. These I noticed tear, like you'll notice there's some tearing there, whereas this one, the seam came undone and it didn't really tear into the plastic over top. It didn't, yeah, it's a little bit different there, so it leads me to believe actually that whatever they used, whatever glue, whatever they used to seal the edge here is a little bit stronger, or maybe they just used a different process. I mean, I don't make card sleeves for a living, so I can't really say. But compared to the Pokemon sleeves, I would say they're not as good as the Pokemon sleeves, but that's just my opinion. Some people like to have the lighter texture where they still move around, but they do still provide some grip. I prefer the ones where the back is actually quite tacky And that's why I was saying this one, the Pokemon one, feels a bit more tacky, whereas this one feels a bit smoother. So it's really a matter of preference at that point. But like I said, the sleeves, the deck box, perfectly acceptable. I would not really expect a new player in this space to be as good as the sleeves you get out of a Pokemon ETB. I really wouldn't. But again, I think it's just a matter of personal preference as far as if you like the tackier feel or if you like kind of the textured feel. I prefer the tackier feel myself. You may, feel different about that. But yeah, I would say for 14 bucks, this isn't bad. It's not a bad deal. I think it's perfectly fine. Like I said, the sleeves are acceptable. The deck box is acceptable. When compared to an old school Ultra Pro, it's about the same. Yeah, to the old school Ultra Pros, it's almost exactly the same. In fact, let me see, sizing. Yeah, these are a little bit taller than the Ultra Pros, but only by like a millimeter or two. It's very, very different. I don't even know if you can really tell. But yeah, these, if you can get them for the $14 price that they had them at when I first was offered these for review, you could do worse. You really could. These are perfectly acceptable. I would say if you get these, perfectly fine. Anyways, thanks for checking out the video, guys. I will put an affiliate link for these. And again, like I said, you get the deck box and you get 150 sleeves. So not a bad little deal for 14 bucks if you're just looking to, get a new basic deck box with some decent sleeves, just to kind of, service your new deck or whatnot. But yeah, that affiliate link will be down in the description. Thanks a lot for watching the video, guys. I appreciate it. Make sure y'all subscribe and all that other YouTuber stuff. We'll see you next time.